And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a 10. Like Daddy, Stacy, all of the Barbies is pretty. Damn, all of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag. Red, but he spank me when I get bad. I'm in LA, Rodeo Drive. I'm in New York, Madison.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Life with Nye. Today I'm going to be doing a flawless makeup tutorial using only drugstore products. I know nowadays makeup is so expensive, especially since inflation is going on right now, but I'm going to show you how to achieve a very flawless beat using only drugstore products so you can still look like a baddie on a budget. Stay tuned for this flawless look. Of course, we want to start with a fresh, flawless face. I moisturize my face off camera, and the next step I do is my eyebrows. So let me zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. So I like to go in with my Revlon eyebrow pencil. This color is soft black. If you guys see me looking this way, I'm using this mirror so I can see what I'm doing. So I just like to brush out my eyebrows first and shape them up so it can be easier for me to fill them in. And then I take the other side of the pencil and slowly start to fill in my eyebrows. I try not to fill in this part of my eyebrows. I like to leave this part not as filled in so it can look more natural. I like a natural brow, so you can tell the difference between this brow and this brow. So I'm just going to do the same to the other side. And also, when I get to the beginning of my brow, I like to lightly brush upward and then just drag it this way. And I occasionally use the brush to even it out. So as you guys can see, both of my eyebrows are filled in. Next step I like to do is going in with this LA Pro Girl concealer, and this is the shade Toffee. I use this angled brush. It makes it a lot easier to carve out my eyebrows so I can shape them up really nice. So I just take some on this, and I will forever stand by LA Pro Girl. Like, this is the first like concealer or one of the first makeup products girls get, especially since it's so inexpensive and you can just get it at like the beauty supply store or like a Walgreens or anywhere. So I will forever stand by LA Pro Girl concealer. So I just like to carve out my eyebrows, and this color is very close to my skin complexion, and that's just how I like it. I know some girls use their concealer that's like a little lighter than their skin complexion, which you're really supposed to do, I guess, but this is just what I like to do. I don't know, I can't really explain it. It's just my way of doing it. But so I just take some more of the concealer so I can put it on my bottom brow. And this brush really helps a lot with carving out my eyebrows. Since it's so angled, it's really easy to carve them out. And this is what one brow looks like, period. And now I'm gonna do the same to the other brow. Now that I carved out my brows, I'm gonna be using this brush to blend it in. This is also a Real Techniques brush. So I'm just going to be blending it in. As you guys can see, like I said, this concealer is very close to my skin color. It probably looks like I didn't even use anything to carve out my brows, but that's just how I like it to be. I'm just blending this out. So now I have my eyebrows all blended out. And the next thing I do is my foundation. So the foundation that I'm using is this Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and this is in the color Classic Tan, and the number is 335. I just take some of this foundation, put it on my beauty blender. So I just got some foundation on my beauty blender. I'm just gonna dab it all over my face. Also guys, I forgot to mention, I wet my beauty blenders. It's just way easier to use when your beauty blender is a little damp. So I did that off camera. and I recommend you guys do it as well. Okay, so my foundation is all blended out. The next step I'm going to do is concealing my face. So I'm going in with LA Pro Girl concealer again, but this time this is in the shade Pure Beige. I like when my concealer is more so lighter on my face than my brows. I'm just going to put some of the foundation under my eye. I like to put some over here. On the chin, above the lip, on the nose bridge, and on my forehead. I'm going in with another Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to be blending out my concealer. So I'll just like to tap it in.
Like I'm ready to blend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a 10. Like Gabby, Stacy, Yuki. All of the Barbies is pretty. Damn. All of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag. We ain't nothing to talk about. You wanna...
Same for the other side. Dab, dab, dab. And to get under that eye, just look up and dab it in. Always get under that eye, guys. I know some of you might have watery eyes when it comes to stuff like that. I did too, but I got used to it. But always make sure to conceal and blend under that eye, or else it's gonna crease, and we don't want creases. So, and of course blend on that nose bridge. So now we have this base. I probably look crazy right now, but trust is gonna come together. Next step I like to do is contouring, which is my favorite part. So I'm going in with this NYX Wonder Stick contour. It's a 2-in-1, so it's a contour stick and it's also a concealer stick, but I use it for the contour. So I'm just gonna be doing it on my cheekbones here, here, the perimeter of my face, my forehead, some down here, here, and of course the nose. Boom. And I go in with this Sigma brush, and it's for contouring. As you can see, it's an angled brush. So I just take this brush and I just drag out the contour. And the same for the other side. I'm in New York, Madison Ave. I'm a Barbie girl, pink Barbie dream house. The way Kim. Now I just blend it out on the perimeter of my face, on my forehead. This just adds some color to your face. And now this is all blended. And now with that same brush I used earlier to blend out my brows, I'm going to use it to blend out my nose contour. Easier to do it with a smaller brush instead of the big brush I was just using. So I'm just blending out my nose contour. And now we're going to bake. The label rubbed off a lot, but I'm using this CoverGirl setting powder. I've had this for a while, but it's still holding on strong. I still have a lot of it left. I want to be careful because I don't want to spill the powder, but I just take some of the powder and just put it inside of the cap like this. And then I take me this little sponge right here and I just put some in the powder, dab, 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 dab. We don't want too much on our face because we don't want to look like a ghost. So I just dab some out. And then I put it under my eyes. Like that. And I make sure to press it on my nose contour as well, just to define it. And I do the same for the other side. Like that. And I get some powder under here. I put some powder on my forehead. I just let that powder sit for a little bit, and while that is setting, I take this Fit Me Matte Poreless powder and I'm just going to use this to define my contour a little bit more. So I just take that same contour brush, dab some of it on this brush, and just go over where I contoured last. And I take that same small brush, dab some of the powder, and define my nose contour more. Just a little bit, not too much. And now we're going to brush all of this powder off the face. So I'm going in with this Real Techniques brush again, and I'm just going to wipe away all that powder that I had on my face, from my forehead, on my nose, under my eye. Then I go back in with the contour powder, and I go back in contour a little bit more on my forehead. On my nose. So at this point in my makeup process, I just like to spray my face just to set it a little bit. And make sure that dries. You can use any setting spray that you want. I'm using this Vital Beauty makeup setting spray. I actually got this from Marshall's. It's not from the drugstore, but like I said, you can use any setting spray that you like. The next thing I like to do in my makeup tutorial is my blush, which is my favorite part. I love doing blush. This is also not a drugstore makeup product, but I lost my blush that I got from the drugstore, so I have to use my MAC one. But any blush really works just fine. So I'm going to be taking this MAC blush, and it's in the shade Peaches. And I like to take this Real Techniques brush to dab it in. Just take some of the blush and just smile a little bit and just dab it on my cheeks. Blush is just so girly and so cute. It will always be my favorite part. So to make my blush pop even more, I'm using this Maybelline Superstay ink crayon, and it's a pink ink crayon. I just take some of this, apply it to my cheekbones, just a little bit, because a little goes a long way for real. And then I like to dab it in. And this is very pigmented, so you really don't want to use a lot. Take that same blush brush and just dab in the ink crayon. So here's my blush. It looks super cute. And the next thing I like to do is my mascara. I like to go in with this Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express mascara. And I just put this on my lashes. This step is very self-explanatory. Just take your brush and brush up your lashes with it. And do the same for the other side. I like to also get my bottom lashes, so that's what we're gonna do. And I just did my eyelashes. The next thing I like to do is going with this Laura Geller highlighter. I use this highlighting brush. All the brushes I used today were from Real Techniques. Get into them because Real Technique brushes really are that girl. So I just put some on my cheeks. And then I take some and put it under my brow just to make my brows pop. And I also like to take some highlighter and put it on my nose to also make my nose pop. So I'll put some on the bridge of my nose. And I use my finger for this. I don't use a brush because it works the same. So like that. Now the last thing that I like to do is of course the lips. So for lips, I go in with this NK Auto Lip Liner. And this is in the shade Dark Brown. So I just like to line my lips. And then I go in with my NYX Butter Gloss, and this is in the shade Fortune Cookie, and I just place it on my lip. You could take any lip gloss of your choosing. I just have a regular lip gloss and I just like to squeeze some on my lips. And the real last thing I like to do is I take a liquid eyeliner and I make myself like fake beauty marks. That's just my thing. I like doing it. So I do one here. I'm gonna use you guys as a mirror. One here and one here, like that. I spray my face one more time. Let that dry. So guys, here is the final product. I hope you guys really enjoyed this flawless makeup tutorial. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see from me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for another video with Life and I. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.